Your name is
Ruel.
Rua Origami Collection. Rua.
Ruel.
Rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, Rua is here, and we're gonna talk about his origami collection. Rua is interesting person. You've been a CPA, correct?
Yeah.
You've been in the corporate world, and now you do something passionate what you love.
Absolutely.
Similar to what I do. I'm an investment banker. I do stuff that feeds my family, but I also do things that I like.
Right.
And let's talk about your collection, your show.
Sure. So we have a origami collection. We do custom tuxedos, custom suits for men and women. So everything I do is custom. We do shows basically to show the capabilities of what we can do, from very loud tuxedos with brocade patterns to conservative suits for work. So we cover the whole spectrum. We also do photo shoots for Spring Fashion Week and editorial shoots as well.
Okay. Did you get a chance to see my family collection this year? I don't know if you saw my glow in the dark fashion collection, but recently I started doing the family collection. In the family collection, it works basically rather than just man or woman or kids. I take them like on stage. Usually, it's let's say a child will go with a mother, or just a model by herself. But in my show, it's a multi-generational come out. So the grandparents, the parents, and the kids.
The whole family comes out.
And they have to be matched all together. So it's not like they're wearing the same T-shirt. It's like a combination. Like the gentleman would wear a suit.
Right.
The lady would wear a gown, and the parents will wear something appropriate to their age.
Wow.
But on the picture, when you do the like a Christmas, let's say, picture, it's all come together.
Right, exactly.
So it's all match. It's a little bit more difficult because some people just do the hat, some people just do the shoes. With me, in my case, I have to have everything combined. It doesn't mean that they have to wear all white or yellow.
Right.
It's together they make a family.
Sounds like an expensive fashion show.
It's expensive, fashionable. It's difficult to get. Like most of the people, let's say in New York, they only for like parents are here, but the grandparents are not here, or kids.
Right.
And you need to have the full family actually agreeing to come to the stage.
Do you have stunt doubles for the family? If the family's
no,
not
it's
there?
it's actual real families go on stage.
Wow.
So it's like plus size, shorter. It's like as it is. It's a family fashion.
Wow.
So it's if you want to dress the whole family, you have to look from the shoes, pants. Someone in family likes the jeans, someone likes a suit, so they have to match. So when they go out party, they have something to wear that makes them together as a one family. So
Interesting.
That's the concept. So it's plus size, agency model. So you have different folks in the family,
Right.
and you need to be able to kind of get them. Oh, that's a family. That's.
Nice.
Something goes through the whole family that are mine.
Well, that's in line with my brand because we do custom. So any size.
So you know, because that's a custom. That's
Absolutely.
paying attention to the family. It's wealthy families. That's not for poor families. Shoes
Absolutely.
like $1,500, $1,200.
Right.
Shoes like maybe the men's.
Custom is expensive.
Yes, the suits.
People want their name inside the jackets. They want custom linings. They want
the
monograms.
The monograms is not that expensive nowadays. With the every sewing machine has those.
But picking out fabric and getting sourced special fabric.
Yes, you have to go to Italy, Napoli. You have to pick your
Loro Piana fabrics. All
you have
these
to come
expensive
back, or you have to try. Some guys are fat like me. Some guys, some girls are have different parameters. So you have to know so many the kids fashion, the female, the elderly folks, and the whatever is bright and right for the female might not be so much in line with her grandmother. So
Exactly.
but it still has to be in the same kind of picture.
Exactly. Yeah, with custom, a lot of times, depending on the generation, they want a different fit. So I have to be very cognizant of the age. Younger people want slim fit, very fitted, tapered up, more exaggerated features. Conservative, older people want more,
Let's
loose
get
fit.
back to your answers. What's the biggest challenge that you state in your line?
Well, the biggest challenge
Starting.
biggest challenge in starting a line was finding the financial capital to get Egami started.
How did you do it?
Well, I started in corporate America, so just started saving money. I worked for a big CPA firm. I started my career off as a CPA, but I always had a background in fashion because,
Your family.
my family, exactly, coming from Trinidad. My mom, had a sewing machine in the basement. She showed me how to stitch clothes, stuff like that. So, once I was able to save enough money, then I did what I can, with my own savings. And after that, it was just about doing partnerships and with other brands and getting the brand out there. So.
Okay. Let's see if we can have the teleprompter move a little bit faster so I can ask next question. Keep moving until I hit the question. What is your general style in your line?
The clothing line I would call night out. I would classify it as night out wear. It's something that you can wear to events, red carpets. People book me for weddings. They book me for parties, birthday parties. It's very trendy. As you can see, the design I'm wearing today,
Right.
it's very loud brocade, patterns, but not something that is too non-conservative that you can't also, wear to an after-work event or something like that.
What makes your brand different from other brands?
I think one is a story behind the brand. I'm a guy, who, took a leap from the corporate world to do this and, created a brand that really started off being a brand for the community in a time where there weren't any custom tailors, in where I grew up in the East Flatbush, Brooklyn. We were the first to afford a custom tailoring service to a community at an affordable price. So, and also we were one of the only custom tailors to do women. So I think we really bridged the gap, and it's just where we're involved in the community. We do events. I do things like that.
But how those events, this community helps you to build your brand? Is there any feedback? You get big clients out of this?
Absolutely. So the first thing, doing events. For example, we did an event where we showed a bunch of kids how to tie their ties. 40 kids in Brooklyn.
How did you find those kids? How did you get?
They're part of an academy, that Merrick Academy. We spoke to the owners there, and they were able to have the kids come and tie their ties. People saw that, then they realized, look, wow, this brand is engaging, helping rebuild our community. Let's use them for our events. So things like that. And also, we do showroom events. I just did a showroom event.
How do you pay for those events? Is it all out of your pocket? Or
Partnerships.
Sponsors? Partnership with whom?
Milena Belafonte, she has a company. We partner with her to put on a showroom.
But why she partner with you? Why would she pay your bill?
No, we all each pay a certain amount to participate, and then we meet celebrity stylists, and from there we're able to do work. Like I worked on Johnny Gill's tour and other people.
For you? Let's say if you would dress a musician in your clothing, would that help your brand?
Absolutely, because people like to see their clothes on celebrities. They like to see their clothes on different people. Like I'm dressing a few celebrities for Fashion Week, and people like that.
Do you get a following through the Instagram? Do they have to tag you? What's the correlation? What numbers behind this? Let's say you need to hit that many shows. Let's say Fashion Week is 1 week, right? So there are you can do the 3 shows a day. You can do, let's say, 7 days. But somebody will say, you know what, I want to wear something else for different shows. So either give me enough garments, or how strong is the show? Is that a main show or it's a side show? What's the numbers behind this?
So there's a lot of ways we do it. We try to get people who wear our clothes to tag us, and if they have a following, their following will also come to our page, see what we do, and
what
book
happens
us.
if they rip off the clothes? If they don't return the clothes? If they cut it, it get dirty. What do you do?
Then we find them.
You pay. They leave. You find them.
Then we find them. We can find their address. We find where they live. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, for the most part, people seem to respect the fact that
Of course.
we're giving them their
Yeah,
designs.
yeah.
Designs are expensive. Tag
Right.
us, use the clothes, return them.
So you
know.
don't charge, or do they pay you? Do they?
If it's a
you
celebrity
pay them, or it's
client-
like a networking, like you help me, I help you.
If it's custom, we typically charge because, again, I can't resell it. Somebody's going to wear it. It's going to be custom made for one person. I can't resell that product, so we'll charge them. If it's something in inventory or something off the rack that we have available, we'll have them wear it for a day and tell them to promote us.
Right.
And in return, we won't charge that person.
I see.
You know?
Okay. How do you make sure they return the clothes back at the end?
It's an
Well,
honor
is there-
system. It's an honor system. I mean,
So
look,
there is no way.
if
for
I
you
lose
to-
one article, I may have maybe 20, 30 pieces of inventory. If I lose one article of clothing, it's
do you
like,
check
look,
the reference if they borrow clothes from someone else before they return it? Like how?
I
is
only
there
I
like
only
a-
work with
you-
people
you-
that I know I can
you-
trust.
Only people that. So unless they are in part of your network and someone you
Oh,
you're
exactly.
comfortable, you wouldn't give the clothes.
I probably wouldn't. No.
Okay. So let's say I have a show in Paris and they need custom clothes. You would not send them your clothes.
I would assess cost
You would
and
look at
benefit.
the local shows.
I would
somewhere
assess
you
cost
can
and
control.
benefit. If Paris, if doing a Paris show would,
You're
give
in
me
New
a
York,
bigger
it's
following.
easy. You bring it to there, they dress it, they wear it, they give it back to you after the show, and you're done.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you have to send it to another country, and you might not get it back, or
Right. Yeah, I would assess cost benefit. If it's worth it, I'll do it. If it's not worth it,
That's my question. How do you assess the benefit?
if there's publication, if there's press, if there's media, if there's
How many
guaranteed
views? How many likes? How many? How
thousands,
do you-
we want thousands.
thousands, 10 million, 20 million. Like what the numbers?
If I can get 1,000 more views or followers from Instagram from doing an event overseas, I'll do it. Doesn't have to be a million. No, we're still a small company. So
1,000.
1,000 is a lot for a small company.
Right. There are a lot of fake reviews. Views. There are a lot of bots. So how do you make sure they give you the right views?
They have to be organic, right?
It has to be organic, but
If my followers go from 1,500 to 2,500 and I didn't buy them, they have to be organic.
yeah, maybe the person who wear your dress, your suit bought it.
Oh, that would be very generous.
Okay. Next question is okay. So I kind of lost the chain of thought here. What's new trend you seen this fashion week? Anything else? Anything stand out?
I think two things. Exaggerated features are very popular in fashion now. So longer coats, like what I'm wearing, very long, very high pants, either very long or very short, wide lapels or skinny lapels, baggier clothes on women. That's what's trending now, and also androgynous, like people.
What do you think coming? What's next after this?
Androgynous fashion. Guys wearing lighter colors. You see a lot of the rappers already doing it. Wearing a lot more jewelry, nose rings, things like that. Androgynous looks. Women wearing more baggy clothes, wearing boots, doing more masculine poses.
What do you think of these guys? Actually, a lady that doing the vagina clothing. Do you stunned?
I love it. I love anything that's revolutionary and everything that is a disruptor. That's what fashion is about. It's about being a disruptor. If you're not disrupting the industry, you're not.
Love me or hate me, but don't be indifferent.
Exactly.
Okay. What do you think the industry will go from now, let's say 10, 20 years? A lot of big brands left the
Right.
New York Fashion Week, didn't go to Paris, didn't come here.
Sure.
What's going on?
I think fashion, again, is going in a very androgynous direction. I think that also very high tech. If you can see like movies like Back to the Future and stuff like that, and leather is coming back, things like that.
What about
long
fur?
coats.
Do you like fur?
I like
On the guy?
fake fur.
Fake fur.
Yeah, because I'm an animal lover. But,
what about metallic?
Metallic.
I
I
don't know if
love
the new metallic. I don't know if you've seen
absolutely. I love shiny, bold emblems and things like that on clothing, and I think that's a direction I may go into. Like I'm working on a few new collections, and we'll see where it
that.
goes.
What makes you special? Let's say you have a degree as a CPA, right? You have not that many designers have that kind of background.
Sure.
So you have those numbers behind you. You have that mentality, that thought process, that corporate world.
Sure.
How that helps you in the fashion world? How would that distinguish you?
One, in being in business, I've traveled the world. I consider myself an international businessman. I started this business with fabrics and manufacturing from Hong Kong. That was the beginning of Egami. Right, traveling to Hong Kong, meeting tailors, meeting factory owners, looking at their material districts, things like that. Also, I source from Bangkok, I source from Italy, I source all over. So one thing that differentiates me is when clients come and see my collection of swatches, I have thousands of materials to choose from. Any kind of brocade, any kind of satin, any kind of wool you need, we have. So we have a bigger base for making custom garments for people.
Okay.
Another thing is the story behind the brand. I'm a guy who, originally from Trinidad, grew up in a tough neighborhood for all my life. Made it out of the hood, right, and into corporate America. Not many people went from East Flatbush to a CPA at Ernst & Young and these big companies. And not many people also went from these big companies to running a fashion line that does six figures.
No, it doesn't matter. That's anyone can have a story. I'm, a descendant of the slaves. I'm descendant of the not
Right.
I'm off the boat. I don't speak language. I'm talking about future.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Instagram.
Let me ask you a question. What's more important, the art or the story behind the art?
I think the art itself.
You think the art itself is more important?
Yes.
Let me ask you another question.
With-
When did Basquiat become most famous?
Who?
Basquiat.
I don't know who this is. I apologize.
This is one of the biggest artists.
Okay. Maybe I know by the looks, but I apologize at this point. That doesn't come to mind.
Czar became most famous when people learned his story. Someone who,
What's the name?
Basquiat. Jean-Michel Basquiat. Very famous
Something
artist.
familiar, but doesn't come to my mind.
When he passed away, that's when his art, the price of his art, was at its highest. And his
So
story. If you look in the
think
story,
you should die so if brand should be popular.
hey, I
Okay,
hope. Look,
the story. If it's marketing, then basically you're talking about not the art, but how you sell it. If there is a.
I would hope that if I pass away and people look at my story, and I'm not here anymore, they'll understand that this is such a unique story, that this person is a unique
you
being.
need to make money.
that my value
you
would
need to
be
popular,
amazingly
you need,
high.
while you live, while you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm Jewish. In Jewish tradition, after someone passed, it's not much grievance. You should supposed to care for the ones who live.
While they're alive, right.
For the ones that live, not that much. You don't go to the cemetery. You don't much grieving. It's not kind of put in a pedestal. It's more about taking care of the next generation,
Sure,
in
absolutely.
the future.
Absolutely.
In your what's the future for your brand? Where you how you can become alive? How you can become maybe Alan Flasser, or you become I don't know, Ralph Lauren? What are your steps you taking to be there?
One, by the way, I met Kenneth Cole.
Okay.
Amazing story, which we'll talk about later. But let's say a guy like that, right? How do I become the next Calvin Klein, the next Kenneth Cole? Number one, exposure, doing shows. You need exposure. Number two,
You still need
exposure gets you into retail.
Shows are in the past relics, because you can do your own shoot production. You can do little Instagram. You can have the exposure without show. The show is in the past. That's why the fashion week is struggling, because you don't need that much show.
You live
can
in a
do fashion.
generation where people want to see and touch, and they want to be part of an experience. Alexander Wang just shut down Bushwick in Brooklyn and did his fashion show, and had Kendall Jenner and all these big stars on his runway. The reason why he's in every major headline is because he was a disruptor and he did something innovative and did something different in his show.
Okay.
And people were there to experience something they will probably never experience again in their life.
Okay. How are you up to do something disruptive with Mr. Great together?
Maybe I'll do a show on a plane, in mid-air. Maybe I'll jump out of the plane with a parachute and have my models pose in the air like this.
Oh, that might get their
Maybe,
attention. So
yeah.
you need the attention. I see.
There you go.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you have some questions for us. You can write to us, and hopefully you will come back for the next show.
Sure.
And if you have those questions, we will answer them.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Let's do the elbow hit. That's Mr. Great way of being afraid of germs.
There you go.
Okay. Cut.